Welcome to the John's Friendly Podcast for another week. We are here. It's been a wonderful week. We've all had our share of getting the lurgy so far. I think, Jack, you're the one that's escaped it.
No, I'm clean. I'm good. I haven't got anything.
Yeah, you dodged.
You're taking those vitamin C, baby.
Yeah, it was weird.
I usually get it for a day or two, then just shake it off.
Yeah, no, you shook it onto me. I told you.
Well, darling, we live
You keep
together.
touching me.
Right. Oh,
What?
Breathing on me. What? Facing me in bed. I'm like, turn the other way.
God, you are just...
I don't like to be sick. I can't bear it if I can't breathe
I'm
through
more
my
than-
nose.
Oh, my God.
It makes me claustrophobic. It really
Oh,
does.
dear Lord. Dear Lord. Can I just call the solicitor and make sure what are the divorce details now that you blokes are past 16? Because let me tell you, if it's 50-50, I'm hitting the road, brah.
Probably is.
It would be 50-50.
Yeah,
Isn't it 50-50 always?
Nah. It
No.
depends who's got possession of the
She's too
children.
clever. She'd take you for everything you got, brother. Sorry.
Boys, can we hatch a plan after it where you blokes will just
Yeah.
get there and say, you're going to live with me? Say something. You know,
I don't think it counts when they're in their 20s, honey.
Yeah. Late
Oh, I think it'll count for something.
Well, if we reveal
Yeah,
some
you
of the
can have
stuff...
them.
Well, if
I'll
we
let you have them.
Are you going to let me speak?
No.
Do we have a voice in here?
See, that's exactly what I'm
I
talking
just don't
about.
get it. I
Do
don't
you
get
know what I'd like to point out?
What?
Like, I was on the Two Doting Dads podcast.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
those
what
two
about
blokes.
it?
I was really good. I listened. I went, oh my gosh. I spoke so eloquently. It was really good. And I thought, oh, why don't I do that on ours? And you know why?
Because you don't prepare.
Because you're staring me down, you're giving me filthy looks, and you're cutting me off.
Because you're interviewed by two blokes who got nothing and made you look good.
Oh.
In all seriousness, you're good talent. We do know you're good talent. But in this room, you're...
Punishing.
On the bottom of the...
You're the bottom of the talent
Bottom
list.
of the rung.
Yeah.
Bottom of the rung. How you feeling, Coop? We know you got a bit of a...
I'm just not well, bro. I'm not well. I've been working myself too hard this state of origin period for you guys, for the fans, for everyone, and it's I suppose right now it's starting to wear me down.
Well, of course, when you get a runny nose, it's more like a snot tsunami, given the size of that beak.
Oh.
Schlozer.
Wow.
Leave
There you
Phineas
go,
out
I've
of
said
it.
it.
Or Ferb, whichever one you are.
It is
Oh,
a-
lovely Cooper and perfect. Don't you worry about him.
Don't you start? Don't you bloody start over
I
there?
love
No, didn't I
big.
just support you?
I love big
Lost
noses.
muscle memory. What, on women or on men or on everyone?
I just find big noses attractive.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trish hasn't got a big nose.
Make or
Where would
break
I get
people.
my nose from? Because you two both have reasonable
My
sized
dad.
The
nose.
Italian side.
Oh,
Yeah,
did your dad
literally-
have a massive schnoz?
Yeah.
Really?
It was like, you know, Elmer Fudd?
Yeah.
It was my dad's
It's like
nose.
a
And my
straw-
mum had the most beautiful, perfect nose, and Dad, Elmer Fudd.
So are you saying that mine is
No,
in
it's
comparison
nowhere
to
near.
his? He beats me out?
Oh, my God.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but-
he's-
But your
double the
nose,
size.
your nose does grow
Yeah.
still continually as you get older.
think
right?
your
no, I
nose-
think it's the ears, isn't it?
No,
No, it's a nose.
nose and ears are the only two things that continue to grow.
Is that
Holy
right?
shit.
So
I can't
I'm-
wait to see you when you're 90.
If I get to 50 and it's still growing, I'm just going to end it.
What we'll do, we'll put a weight to your back just to sort of level yourself up so you don't keep falling forward.
It doesn't look that good up.
It's like a
It
strawberry.
fits your face. You're beautiful.
It's gorgeous. I love strawberries.
Sometimes I get up in the morning, I catch myself in the mirror, and I cry.
Trish does that.
Buddy.
too.
It's my
You know what'll
biggest
make you cry
insecurity.
when you're
Is
in
it
your,
really? Well,
when you're in your
let's-
60s and then you look at, not only is it big, but it's probably red from the way you're drinking at the
Oh,
moment.
that's a bad
You're
look.
talking to me, brah. Big thank you to Tommy Berry, by the way.
Yeah.
He gave us him and
That's cool.
him and all the hoops over there in his colleagues. He's in the racing game. All the
freshly
jockeys
worn
have
too.
signed it.
Yeah, it's a helmet for anyone trying to listen
Yeah,
to
yeah.
understand what it
It's
actually
a
is.
racing helmet.
Yeah, Dad,
It's
let me
helmet.
paint the picture that Dad just refused to paint.
Yeah.
He's no Mozart. Or
Thought it
Mozart's
was
not
a-
a painter, is he?
No, he was a
No,
Composer.
He's a composer.
Anyway, so it's a helmet, jockey helmet, and he's got all the Group 1s jockeys to sign it. We got Tommy Berry, obviously, Huey
J-Mac.
Bowman, James McDonald, Karen McAvoy.
Tell you, my favourite hoop at the moment, apart from Tommy, is Zach Lloyd.
Oh, yeah.
Good young jock coming through.
Lloydie. Yeah, Lloydie's good. Lloydie can ride a horse.
Hence why he's a jockey.
It'll be in the studio now. It's awesome. It's,
Yeah,
it's
it's
a great addition.
it's
We had
very
Tommy Berry on
thoughtful.
last
It's an
year.
invaluable piece, and that why we've brought it up today is because thanks to Tommy to giving it to us, but we're actually going to auction it off.
No, but seriously, thank you to Tommy because
No, it's really lovely.
we had Tommy on the podcast last year. So if you're new to the feed this year, go back probably about 30 episodes or so. I think we had
Go
Tommy
listen
on.
to it.
It was a
Backstage.
great episode too. He was really good.
Yeah,
It was
Oh,
really
it's interesting
terrific
story.
fella, and you know, he's dealt with a lot in his life. He and his mum and dad. He brought his mum and dad and his wife on to
The show.
recently. His mum and dad, the most beautiful people.
Really?
Yeah, really, really nice.
How long did
people.
you spend with them?
Actually, spent the whole game. We were sitting there watching. It was the Thursday game, and I sat with them for the whole game.
So it's about 90 minutes.
I would say, given half time, probably a little more than that.
Can you really get to know someone in that long?
Yeah, I would
Get
say
a fair indication.
you get a sense of people. You can see that they're hardworking, honest people.
He has some good stories about our man Adam Elliott as well. Who
he did.
shout out to Laddie. He's actually had a bicep surgery or shoulder surgery.
What?
Yeah, so I think they're out for 11 weeks or so.
Are you
but
serious?
we all know he's our favourite player in the NRL at the moment.
I would say, Adam Elliott is probably by country mile my favourite player.
He probably is mine too.
Yeah,
he's the
yeah.
best.
Personality-wise, he's
Personality-wise.
He's got the best personality. So and him and Tommy are very close mates. So they've got some good stories about each other.
They are. Yeah, they are very close.
They went to school together, brother?
Did they go to school?
I don't know.
I don't know. I think they spent heaps of school nights together when they were young.
Did they? Oh,
Yeah.
Who wouldn't drink to that?
I would.
You know what? Can I just start today?
Go on, darling.
Okay. I
You're just starting
received
now?
an email.
Yeah, what happened?
Some bloke. Will I give his name? Yeah, I'm going to give his name.
Oh, just
No,
first.
don't, because what happens is,
He'll
if
get
it's
hate.
an abusive one, no, not get hate, but he'll get off on it.
Oh, so they're sick of.
Well,
But can I just say, Trish?
I shall
So
refer to him as Drongo.
is
Yes.
this a nasty review?
Let's consider it a nasty
Okay,
review.
well, people are those nasty reviews back. It's
Yeah,
been gone
yeah,
to bed
yeah.
for a while, where we read out reviews and nasty hate comments about ourselves.
Yeah, well, this is aimed at the narcissistic, I should say, wanker beside me. Apparently,
Thank God, better be spoken about
so
than
this
not at all.
guy
Which is Matthew.
sends through to my email, and I'm like, yeah, right. Guess what, mate? I don't really want it. Anyway, hey, Johns, I know you cannot help being a narcissistic wanker.
True.
However, a good beginning might be to stop wearing short sleeve shirts
You do wear short sleeves.
and looking at yourself in the monitor.
You
What are you doing?
You have been doing that lately. Like you're interviewing, like I saw when you had Brandon on the Sunday night show, you sort of looked at them, but then the camera, if there's a shot of you and your guest in it, you'll look away and look at the monitor and you'll be looking at yourself.
Just want
But
to
are
see
you
Search
looking
and
at
Destroyer
yourself?
on camera. Hey?
Or do you have to look at that because you're running the show and you're the host of the show? Is there a reason
But
that you're looking at
there's
it?
no teleprompter there, right? You're
No,
reading.
he's not a teleprompter
No,
person.
not just. It's all trapped in the steel cage.
Would you call
upstairs.
yourself a human teleprompter? Like it's all up there. Do you reckon
Yeah, I think I am.
you're the only TV host you reckon who doesn't read off a teleprompter?
I don't know. Don't know any others that. I'm not sure. And I'll let you know what I got that off. I actually got that off Fatty. I've over the years I've had so many TV executives try to say, no, we're going to put something in the auto cue. I said, no. One thing I learned off Fat is just that you got to do it your own way.
Yeah.
And relax. And when you do auto cue, as if for any budding TV presenters out there, when you do auto cue, what happens is the auto cue when you read is a different part of your brain than have a natural conversation.
Yeah.
So it takes a very, very special talent, which unfortunately I haven't got, to actually read and go blah, 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 and then turn and go, now, Trish, and then go back to it.
But also,
Yeah.
like, the teleprompter doesn't let your personality sing.
Good call.
Doesn't let it sing.
So what else do you have to say?
Yeah.
And that's what I mean. You can see the boys think you're a dickhead.
Which ones?
Cheers. And he signs it with his name, which I quickly responded.
You replied to the hater.
Anthony, as amazing as you sound, this is not the platform for your misdirected feedback. So maybe try shoving it up your ass. All the best, Trish.
That's good.
Trisha, it's
Hey,
not
didn't
personal.
hear back from him.
It's not personal.
Trisha's horrible with hate. Trisha's
No, I'm very good with hate.
No. What I mean is you're horrible
Sensitive.
with you're very sensitive when it comes to like. There's been a couple of times when people have hammered. I don't know, me or Jack.
Oh, yeah, I've been in
We
trouble.
both know
I remember-
who was getting hammered.
Yeah, it's probably me. But she started replying to comments and shit.
I know,
And
and
I
then
had to
I
go
got-
in the room and go, Trish, don't be an idiot.
Don't worry about it.
You
I
feed
know.
it. You don't get it.
Sometimes I just want to slap people.
Mate,
I know.
I really do. But this bozo slash
here we go.
Drongo,
Oh, here we go.
he sent it from his email. So I've got his email, his LinkedIn,
What are you going to do to him? What are you
and
gonna
where
do
he
to him?
works.
Yeah, but what are you
Why,
possibly going to?
mate?
But what are you going to do to him?
Well, nothing. But I just think
She's collating
he
information.
hasn't really protected himself.
You've made a bad enemy, brother. Look, here's the thing, mate. Opinions are like arseholes. Everyone's got one. Some people, unfortunately, are the arsehole. So I don't know what he's got against my arms, but I tell you what, is it hot in here?
No.
No.
Is it hot?
Oh, no.
Oh, I feel like this is what have you got? What are you wearing?
I don't know, just
Oh, no, hang on. I think we're going to see
That's
some
taking his shirt off.
No.
Oh my god! Dad has got Dad's got a muscle shirt.
I
on.
laugh every time he wears that. He wears that down the gym.
Can I?
That is
Okay.
yuck.
Let's. I
is a
suppose
stitch
now's
up.
the time to reveal to everyone. Dad he's been working out hard lately, and he's really in love with his body at the moment. Like really in love with it.
Just search and destroy. Have a look at them. So here's the thing about it. When you've got arms like this, it's a crime to cover them in cotton. You just got to make. They just burst out of it anyway.
Cotton.
Right. Okay.
Cotton.
Question,
Oh, Lord.
everyone. Jack Johns, if you were a character in a Steven Spielberg film, and what a director he is,
Pretty good.
who would you be and why?
Cool. I had two I couldn't split. Two of my favorite characters. One was Ian Malcolm, who's Jeff Goldblum in Jurassic Park.
Oh, God, I love Jeff.
I love Jeff Goldblum.
Yes, so do I.
And two is that little man from upstairs, E.T.
Oh,
You want to be E.T.?
Yeah, the little extraterrestrial. He's a little freak. I think, and I'm in a bit of a freaky mood today. Today I got, mate, I'm loaded with segments at the back end of this podcast, so I feel like a little bit of a freaky man today.
look forward to it.
And the freaky man feels like he's hanging out with little freaky extraterrestrials. What is wrong with you?
Okay, you're going to hear some hate coming your way after that.
Jeez, Jack. Okay. Send all your hate emails to Jack this week. I had talk about little freaky men. I had the Gremlin out of Gremlins.
Oh, what?
Yeah, Steven Spielberg. I didn't even realize he directed Gremlins.
Neither did I.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah, he did. Goonies.
Yeah.
Goonies
But
as well.
I had the Gremlins. Can't feed them after midnight.
Yeah.
Cute little fuzzy
Yeah,
little
that's
creatures.
actually quite you.
Until you feed them after midnight and they turn into little sesh gremlins.
Yeah.
Which is my nickname for a long time. In
Sesh gremlin.
The sesh gremlin, yeah.
Well, it's amazing when you go through the filmography of Steven Spielberg, some of the films how vast they are. Like movies from, like Schindler's List
Yeah.
to Jaws to Goonies to Hook and things like that.
To Gremlins?
What a body of work was I'm trying to say.
Yeah, what a body.
Wonderful,
What a body.
Writer, director,
Yeah.
producer.
Yeah, father,
Lover.
brother.
I'm
Son.
pretty sure he might have been like an executive or like one of the producers that helped. Because I know there's like a little gang of them where it's like George Lucas, Steven Spielberg,
Yeah.
and a few others where they've all sort of worked with each other. So I think he was like a producer on. He did Indiana Jones. Spielberg did.
He did.
And then George Lucas, I think, was a producer on that. Then I think Spielberg might have done some producing work on the original Star Wars series
Right.
too.
Okay.
So there was a little gang of them up there.
Yeah,
Who
so-
did
Yeah,
this?
what was the movie about his life that
Spiel-
came out?
was
not
it-
long ago?
the
I loved that.
Yeah, recently.
Yeah, very good.
Can't remember what it's
With his
called.
mum and
Just shows you, mate, no one is immune to heartache
Yeah.
growing up and heartbreak.
What's that mean?
Trish, I don't know. I've no
I'm going
idea.
for
I just said
Tinkerbell
it.
in Hook.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, because she was described as swattable. And I thought, yeah, that'd be about me. And
Swattable.
swattable, like.
Oh, yeah, like
and
a
I'd like
fly.
to work with Robin Williams, who starred in that. I
Oh,
would have liked to have met
Yeah.
him.
well, you missed out there.
I did.
I've actually gone for myself. Originally, I wrote Jabba the Hutt. Then I realised it was a George Lucas movie. So I've gone Doc from Back to the Future, Christopher Lloyd, because impulsive, full of great ideas, which very few work. I've actually got one for Cooper. I had you as Jack. I had you as Tom Hanks's character.
Which one?
In Catch Me If You Can.
The detective.
Yep. Cooper,
yeah.
I had
FBI.
you as Leonardo DiCaprio's character in Catch Me If You Can.
Oh, yeah.
The ruthless con man,
Deceptive.
slippery con man.
Oh, here we go. Who am I?
And Trish, I had you as Jabba the Hutt. Then I thought to myself, hang on, I said George Lucas. You know what the hell, Jabba the Hutt.
Thanks.
And Stripe from
I
Gremlin.
sorry, Trish, I'll stick up here. I take offence to that because
What?
your wife and my mum, she's a beautiful woman. And as much as sometimes we pull her up for her poor storytelling or lack of comedic timing or talking over the top of everyone or her how she burns all the cooking or how she sometimes can just annoy everyone
There's no
generally around
sense
the
of
house.
timing when to bring something up.
Yes, correct. Or her dress sense or other. I could go on and on. But she's a
Breath
beautiful
at
woman.
times. Yeah.
She's a wonderful woman and we love her much. And I don't like you putting her down like that.
Yeah, you know what? I take it all back.
Yeah, if anyone's Jabba the Hutt here, Cobra, it's the guy's showing way too much skin.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, boys.
No,
think-
Trish, no problem, buddy.
You? No, I wasn't referring to you.
Guys, we did our Origin predictions last week. How did we go? Trish, you
I think I got the scoreline correct, except in reverse.
the other way around.
Yeah.
Reverse.
Yeah, I missed out just. I had them by 14. They ended up winning by about, was it 16?
12.
12, was
Yeah,
it?
I did the same. I went for New South Wales 14 and they missed that kick at the end. Damn it. I might have
Yeah.
had a little wager on it as well.
Yeah. I think I had him by 2. Anyway, we were all right. We all picked New South Wales. I think.
No, I didn't.
You picked Queensland. You were the furthest away.
Yeah, I was going for Harry. I was giving Harry our support.
Well, you put the mock on him.
Yeah, didn't know what old Harry Houdini and disappeared. Sorry,
You're so
that was too
rude.
good.
You've been going at Harry the last couple of weeks, and I keep pulling you up.
Mate.
Harry's my man.
No, he's not. Not anymore. He's off you. He said he'll never do your show ever again.
He's got better arms than you, bruh.
I'd find that extremely hard to believe. Old mate, I'll write him a nasty email. But no, I sent email. I sent Harry because I saw people saying, Harry should have been. I said, and I let myself. I went over the divide. I said, Harry, don't worry about it, mate. It's only game 1. And he replied, thanks, Big M. I was expecting sort of longer, something like, oh, mate, that really means a lot from you. And, you're such a great judge on the game.
You're a traitor, bro. You're a traitor.
No, I'm just a humanist.
You're a human. Our weeks. Can we go to some personal stories? Because
What's the stuff?
Into the mic.
What's the stuff? I was driving along yesterday and I saw a big image of Ben Fordham and his radio show come up beside me. And I went, what the hell's on his teeth? Someone had added their own personal touches to it.
I saw that, yeah.
Did you see it too? And they're all red. Like, is it beetle-nut?
beetle-nut.
Is it Papua New
That's
Guinea?
Papua New Guinea, that's like there.
It made it look like he had been chewing the...
They did it with Chris Bath the other day. I saw one of Bathy and someone had given her a black tooth.
Oh, no.
What, so they just had like a red texture and sort of
Yeah,
beetle-nut.
Having said all that, he does like his beetle-nut, Ben Fordham.
Tell you what, if you're not used to having beetle-nut, geez, it can take you out of here. I've had it a few times.
Didn't you say that you were hopping on a plane once and the pilot... You looked at the pilot and his teeth were all red, like with the beetle-nut, and you were like, can I get on this plane?
That was an unbelievable trip. I still think about that sometimes. Chief, we're going into the highlands of Papua New Guinea. That was once in a lifetime. I appreciated it a lot then, but even more.
Okay.
Anywho.
Okay. Personal stories. Is that what we're doing?
Yeah, sure. Mate, feel free to jump in.
But you're losing your way as soon as taking your shirt off. Look, it was our mate Brandon Smith's birthday over the weekend. Took him out to a nice dinner. Look, this is fine. What's happened? What's unfolded this week has been a public smear campaign on myself. He was on James Graham's podcast, The Buy Round. Managed to hammer me, saying that he's never seen my wallet before. Outed me on his social media, saying he didn't know what my wallet looked like. It was a rare vision. Then he also rang the radio station and assisted in a campaign which saw the likes of Paul Gallen, Kalen Ponga also ringing in saying that they've never seen my wallet. He's calling me a tight ass.
That surprised the shit out of me. What the hell does Gal know about you? I was like, Gal.
This is the thing.
Most people don't see someone's wallet, especially in these days when they've got them cards on phone.
Takes a tight ass to know a tight ass.
Yeah, Gal. Apparently, Gal is renowned as a tight ass. And then Dad's rang through making up complete lies about me as well.
True.
And what did you say?
He said that I stole his credit card, which, look, I wasn't going to out him on the thing because I get, look, radio's radio, and fair play to them. They ambushed me with a brilliant stitch-up, so I just let the tsunami roll over me. But I was really hurt, particularly by Brandon, who's someone who I have had his back through thick and thin, and him to turn on me like that.
And you shouted his birthday dinner, not just for he and his partner, but for everyone at the dinner.
I know.
I was surprised,
I know.
actually.
Yeah, I bet you were. I bet you were. I was surprised.
Well, I wouldn't mind shaming him on this as well. Because you went to dinner, on Saturday night, and he was wearing this black jumper with like this white writing on it.
Yeah,
and then he slept here, and he slept in that because he stayed the night. He didn't want to go all the way back to the eastern suburbs. Next morning, he was wearing that. That night, he was wearing it on Dad's show.
Yeah.
And then yesterday, which was Tuesday, had James Graham. He was wearing the same jumper.
And I love that jumper. Why did you give that to him?
Because it was originally his. I
that's a shame. Why did you give it back to him then? It's a really
So
nice
I took
jumper.
that jumper off him about 6 months ago, and then the day of his birthday where we're going to go out to dinner, he messaged me saying, it'd be an awesome birthday present if you gave me my jumper back. And then I gave him back and shared him dinner. But then the bloke wore it. So he's like Jack. Yeah. He's like Jack, right? So this outfit you see Jack wearing right now, people that can't see, it's a grey hoodie with a puffer vest.
You ever seen me wear this grey hoodie?
Jack has worn a grey hoodie with a puffer vest for like the last 2 weeks straight, refuses to wash it. Brandon's the exact same.
That's a lie.
He gets an outfit in his mind and then he just wears it relentlessly until
it takes a lot less thought, doesn't it? As long as it's clean and not smelly.
That's what school uniforms are for, Coop.
Like I don't sit there in my room before a podcast and sit there and keep trying clothes
am I
on
gonna
and
wear?
draw what will make me look so good. I just do it.
Does
I
my
just
ass
do,
look
I just
good
do
in
me,
this?
you know.
I don't either. Look at me. I'm sitting here. I look like a lumberjack.
Yeah, that's
I just
true.
got-
You didn't put much thought into
I
that.
just put whatever's on, but I don't wear what I was wearing the last 3 days straight.
Look at me.
Was
I'm
I
all
wear-
cozy. My jumper.
You've worn that a couple of days.
I know
straight
because
as well.
I love it, and it feels like
It is
wearing,
cool.
It feels like wearing a cloud.
It's a cool top.
I
Wearing
love
a
it.
cloud.
That's my favorite bit of winter.
I love when Cooper just said, I'm dressed like a lumberjack, as if Cooper hasn't
Would know what a
doesn't do
lumberjack
much
does.
exercise these days. He said when he came running, he goes, what's on my face? I said, mate, sweat.
That's not true. That's
It is true.
No, it's not. I do exercise. I actually went and played. Not played. I went and trained with the local team, the Hardball Devils, the other day.
Oh, gracing them with your
last
presence.
Tuesday. That was
Was that last Tuesday?
It was over a week ago, bro.
I'm still sore. It feels like it was only yesterday.
What was the reaction when they turned up, Jack?
mate.
were
They said, "Oh right, wow. Where'd they find this bloke off the street?" What?
No, they were. I'll tell you right now, they won't win the comp. They're bloody dreadful.
Oh, they really?
Cooper, I'm going to give you a little.
I was like, oh, these kids. I said,
So we did like an opposed.
What a waste of facilities some kids are.
Well, they were doing the opposed against the 18s. So like they're a opens bronze team and they opposed against the 18s. And I hopped in with the 18s and Cooper hopped in with them, the opens boys. Cooper played in the halves. Fair to say, Cooper started getting a little bit frustrated. I could see him starting to get the shits. And then when we hopped in the car, he just said, let's just get home. Let's just get home.
got the shits with what?
with some of the boys.
Yeah.
I mean,
On
it
your
was
team or opposed?
No, the same team. I did my competitive juices come back and it's like they didn't know. And I get it. Like the boys they're not taking footy that seriously, but it was hard for me not to take it serious once I started to get back out there. And they the passes weren't hitting the chest. There was all sorts of dramas, lack of communication. It was just frustrating.
Fundamentals.
And when I got back in the car, I was dirty, I was so filthy.
You were filthy.
The eye of the tiger, mate. It doesn't burn out.
Rising up, back on.
Can I just tell a quick little story about how sweet Cooper can be?
How
Now, when
sweet it is.
Cooper, as an 18-year-old, went down to Melbourne. The first time I went to visit him, he was coming back from New Zealand, and like first lot of paychecks it would have been, and he bought me perfume.
Is that it?
Is that the
Yeah.
whole story?
That was really sweet,
what
though.
a
Like,
story. Clip it up. Clip it up.
Clue, send it to the Daily Mail.
No, with his first little paycheck, it was really
Yeah, yeah.
sweet.
Oh,
It meant the
wow.
world to me
Yeah, well, it was like
because I know how much he loves his money.
oh, love it.
Love
but
it.
to be fair, I am quite generous with my money still. Like,
You-
Although I was keen to see the Daily Mail jump on the back of that segment earlier in the week with Kyle and Jackie O, the Peter's Files. Peter's Files and about your stinginess, but they didn't jump on the back of it. I was surprised.
I think they realised it was a joke.
Right.
Because I think they realised a lot of it was an ambush and a lot of it a lot of the stories didn't really align, particularly when it came on to Gal, who me and Gal have only met probably a handful of times, and Gal started having me going, they'd never seen his wallet. I was going, what is going on? Apparently Pete said for that segment, if they didn't see it, they were ringing just basically anyone in the NRL world asking if Cooper was a tight ass. They also rang Ray Warren, apparently.
Rabs.
They rang Rabs, and apparently Rabs was like, I don't want to get him. I don't think he understood what they were sort of doing.
Yeah.
Who you are.
And Rabs was like, I don't want to get involved in this kind of thing. Because then Pete come up to me and goes, does Rabs and your family not get along or something? I said, oh, no. And he goes, he was really adamant and like not wanting to be involved in the segment.
Nah.
And like he thought it was like something had happened.
He's very sensitive about not trying to offend people. Like for him, what we see as a joke, probably if he a couple of generations before that would take it at like, being called a tight ass, not shouting at the bar as a serious slur.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. As a serious slur, he'd be like,
I tell you what, that would have been brilliant if they got out of nowhere. Ray Warren goes, Cooper's the biggest tight ass.
I'd like this. Well, we went to the Trots one night and I said, I really like the look of this one, pale face adios. And he backed it and bloody hell, I looked down, he snipped me for a $5 and he never give it back, do you?
No, we need to get Rabs should get him on the potty. That's what we should do.
I think that's a great idea. And letting people know, of course, the day of the game, the big coming up on Monday is a mega game, which is going to be the Bulldogs up against Parramatta, and we're going to have Jacob Preston leading into that game on the Monday.
Yeah, so it'll be unreal. Good, unreal episode, Monday.
Yeah, let's see if he's good talent.
He is good talent.
Well, we don't know. We haven't seen him in front of him.
Why did you just did Rabs then, didn't you? You went, he is good talent.
He is good talent.
Sometimes you don't know if someone's good talent until you get them behind a mic and just let them go. Like Trish, she's good talent.
Yeah, she is. Look at her. She's like she's wearing a cloud.
I did listen to your podcast. It was very good as well. The one you
You
did.
spoke very well.
Oh, listen to this. The old suck job going on now. So
All right, come on then, son. Let's go. Get on with it.
Can I just say, while we're on talking about rugby league players, and I know these blokes are copping a little stick at the moment, and rightfully so, because not winning football games, but we saw the Broncos. We went and had lunch as a family with some friends on the Friday in at Manly, and we run into the Brisbane Broncos boys.
Yeah.
Now, I tell you what, they are a delightful, well-mannered bunch of lads. Unfortunately, that doesn't transfer into wins, but hopefully it will soon.
Yeah. They are a good bunch of boys. It was good to see. We saw one of Jack's ex-teammates, Adam Reynolds, Rendiggity. One of my ex-teammates, William Walters, Billy, son of Kevy, as he likes to tell everyone. Terrific group. They've got a good group there.
Geez, I tell you, he's a champion. Like, and he's so articulate and thoughtful. He's Payne Haas.
Yeah, he's a good man.
Mate, he's a good man. So I cornered him and I said, mate, Novocastrian. He's like, yeah. Because, he's a Woodbury boy. But a lot of people don't realise that. He's from the coalfields in Newcastle.
Yeah.
So
Another one that Newcastle let slip away?
Well, they had the opportunity. I think Broncos jumped on him early.
Well, it's hard for Newcastle to keep a lot of there because they got such a big. It's too much to pick from sometimes, and it's like how do you sometimes having a smaller group and like focusing on what you've got as opposed to trying to manage this huge thing. It's very easy to poach from them.
So I said to Payne, I said, mate, me and you got something in common, mate. We're Novocastrians. People sometimes think, you don't live there anymore. You're former Novocastrians. But if you're born in that area, you're always an Novocastrian. Like being a former.
You can't say that anymore. What? Yeah, you're not allowed to say it.
What do you mean?
Or like somebody said it on the radio there and it was getting beeped. Like you're not allowed to say it.
Well, let me write that down.
Yeah.
Well,
So
for what reason is it seen as discriminatory?
I think it's
or
seen like
degrading?
discriminatory, I suppose, against them.
Okay,
Because
hang on.
the term, I think, is Inuit.
That's right, Inuit.
Inuit.
INNUIT.
Inuits were the original occupiers of Japan.
Really?
Yep.
That's right.
Jeez, thanks,
Yes.
Well, we'll fact check that.
No, that is
that
actually true. I
truth.
even know that. Yeah.
The Japanese people are a conglomerate between all the other countries in Asia.
Really? You are just full of facts.
Yes.
Some are even
However,
right.
And on this point, but some of the facts that you're not getting. What are you raising your hand?
No.
You got to stop doing
he
that.
likes
these
your
big
intro.
pauses.
You put me off.
You have these big pauses.
They're intentional. Okay. So last week when we were talking about Birmingham, Matt likes to share his little tidbits and said, Led Zeppelin, Def Leppard from Birmingham.
Not Def Leppard. Never said Def Leppard. I said
not.
Iron Maiden.
Okay, well, Iron Maiden, they're not. Led Zeppelin, London, Def Leppard, Sheffield, and Iron Maiden, also London. But the thing is, Matt, you missed total opportunity because there were heaps and heaps of bands that came from Birmingham. You could have mentioned Black Sabbath, Duran Duran, UB40, ELO.
UB40 are from
Birmingham.
Why do I always think they were like Jamaican?
No, they did that reggae sort of stuff.
They called it Blue-Eyed Soul.
Blue-eyed
Yeah.
soul.
Well,
So sometimes less is more, Matthew.
the lead singer of ELO, Jeff Lynne, he's a Liverpudlian.
Oh.
So the band might be from Birmingham, but pick you up on one.
We'll have to check that as well.
Now
What do we got now, Cobber?
Film, fame,
Yes.
and vinyl, people. And I have got something very, very special today. The film that what we're going to focus on is the career of Nicholas Coppola, otherwise known as Nicolas Cage.
Now, he is a Coppola, though, isn't he? Francis
Yes,
Ford Coppola's
he is.
nephew?
Yeah, yes.
Is that correct?
Yes, it is. And I'm bringing this up because he is at the moment in the midst of making a movie. For people who are sports fans or have played Madden, the game, he's actually going to play. He's in the
NFL.
midst of making a movie on John Madden's life.
Nicholas
Christian
Cage
Bale's in
Yes.
it too.
Christian Bale.
I do
Christian
love
Bale's,
Christian
he's
Bale.
I don't know, I think it might be either commentary partner or he's whatever he is.
What?
Because I'm not too familiar with the NFL commentary team, but
Yeah. Well, Jack, talking about Novocastrians, the guy who started Fox Sports America, or they took him there to really up the ante on the NFL and the baseball, was David Hill, who was a Novocastrian from Newcastle, from Mayfield.
Yes.
And we were asking him once about the great John Madden, and he said John Madden was terrified to fly, so they bought him a state-of-the-art, the most expensive Winnebago and a driver, and he used
A
to drive.
Winnebago
It's a
or a
Winnebago.
Winnebago?
Winnebago, and they used to drive, and he had a driver, and they fitted it out with screens and edits and everything within the
So they could work
Winnebago, and he would drive all around America during the football season.
That's cool.
That
So,
is cool.
geez, I was just about to say, John Madden is basically the American Rabs, and then you see how much more they have in common because Rabs is terrified of flying too.
Isn't that interesting?
What is going on there?
The other one was Arsene Wenger, the coach of Arsenal. Like, rarely flew. The other side of Europe, he'd want to drive. He was terrified of flying.
That'd be hard as a coach.
Oh, mate, wouldn't it? What?
Coach or commentator, where you got to be at the games every bloody week.
So-
and in America, he would have done some ridiculous Ks, right?
My word.
Because you could be commentating one game on the East Coast straight to the West
Straight
Coast.
to the West Coast, and that's what he would sleep in there and just do all his cuts for his commentary within the Winnebago.
Hey, how many games a week would Rabs do usually, Cobber?
Oh, back in the day, Jack, he used to do, because it used to be the Friday game and the Sunday game. So he'd do Friday, Sunday, and then later on, I think they'd sort of just put him on the really big games.
Yeah.
But it's just, mate, when he'd call, the game just sounded.
No, well, that was my thing. I was like, over the weekend, if you had to do two, like go one part of the country to the other or whatever it would be, geez, that'd be hard to quickly travel to.
Yeah.
Martin Afai, we interviewed him, he said one of the reasons why he wanted to come and play in the NRL was because he wanted to be called by Graham Hughes and Rex Mossop.
Yeah.
And it was the same. Like, I remember the first time playing a TV game and watching and having Ray Warren call your name. It was like surreal.
Oh, well, you see now, like even kids that wouldn't have even listened to Ray Warren call a game, when you impersonate a commentator in Australia, you do the Rabs voice.
Yeah.
Right? That's typically what you're going to do.
Or Richie Bennett.
I would love to play Rabs in the movie. The
musical.
Ray Warren movie when they do it. I'm just putting that out there in case anyone wants to.
Or even Ray Warren the musical.
Yeah, I could do that.
More so.
Used to go Matthew to Andrew. We used to go Johns, of the Matthew variety.
Is that what he used to say?
The Matthew variety.
Very clever. You know what? A little tip for young commentators coming out there. I listened to a podcast Rabs did a long time ago, and he was talking about how he would closer to the closer the team would get to the try line, he would repeat the name more. So it'd be like out in the. If they're attacking out of their own end, it'd be like, Matthew goes here. But if you're attacking the try line, in order to push the intensity up and excitement, it'd be like Johns to Tahu to Davis.
That's a very race call-y type of thing, isn't it?
Because how he taught himself, he was originally a race caller, Jack. When he was a young kid, he'd have a handful of marbles with all different colours, and he would write down the colours of the marbles, and he'd roll them down his driveway, and he would commentate on the marbles.
The marbles. Was it blue leading red from the backfield?
What do you have a name? Ramsey's boy.
Well,
That's
the last commentary I would have heard anything like that would have been Ray Hadley. He did a game 2 or 3 years back. I think he might have done a bit of a guest appearance. He did one game.
Yeah, he did.
And on the coverage, on the TV coverage, and he was like that. He did it like it made me think, it was very race call style.
Yes. Well, back in the day, a lot of the commentators were race callers as well.
Because for people like watching the game for the first time, they've got to realize too, like that when a team's attacking the line, in terms of like if you're a fan of like the defense, it's a very high stakes part of the game.
Yeah.
Like if you let a try in. So when commentators do that, I actually don't mind that. I like that.
Yeah.
I like it like when they try and perceive it like, it could just be one pass to the other down close to the try line, but the stakes are high. You got to feel it.
Yeah, you do.
Feel it.
My word, and you pick up the excitement. If you listen to a commentator who is flat, like, it actually takes away from the atmosphere and the excitement of the game.
Like the European commentators, you know how they go on a rampage.
Martin Tyler and
yeah. Do you like that, Trish?
No.
I heard you have.
Did you see me clock out?
I was just watching you look around the room. I said, "We've lost Trish, ladies and gentlemen. We have lost Trish."
So he was born. He was born in Long Beach, California. Nicholas Coppola changed his name to Nicholas Cage, cousin of Sophia Coppola, who of course made Lost in Translation.
Your favourite music?
His acting style has been described. He invented an acting style. Well, he was labelled his acting style is nouveau shamanic, which was an impulsive build into crazy.
That is absolutely Christian. Christian Bale.
He's got numerous kids. One of his sons, Weston. If you're in, he plays in a death metal band, which has a residency at the moment at Whiskey A Go Go. Trish knows that place. She was thrown out of there.
I was not thrown out.
Yes, you were.
Wake me up.
He just wouldn't let me back in.
And the first movie was Fast Times at Ridgemont High, which he did
Sean Penn.
with Sean Penn. And the guy who made
Happy Gilmore,
almost famous. What was his name? The writer for Rolling Stone magazine, iconic.
Jan Wenner.
No, it doesn't matter. Let's move it. Dewey Love Nicolas Cage?
Can I be honest? I like him as a person. Like, he seems like a good bloke. But when you said you were doing Nicolas Cage Day, I sort of had a look through a lot of his movies. Not a lot of good stuff.
Oh, you must be joking.
Not a lot of good.
A lot of the older stuff, I think.
It is.
Also.
He is in some of those movies are all time.
He's
I love it.
interesting.
I think any movie past like 2002, turds. When he started to go into like Ghost Rider and that sort of stuff.
Well, the one recently, what is it?
The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. I liked that. That's my number one, actually.
I haven't seen it, so maybe I haven't given it a go.
That was him playing himself.
Yeah, he's making a
That's
comeback.
quite
Pedro
interesting.
Pascal.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's made a comeback. That's a huge call,
Well,
Cobber.
yep.
Massive call, I'll say. I reckon there's been a few comebacks from Nicholas, but I do love him. I love his style. I love it when he goes crazy.
Thanks, Jay.
He does crazy well.
What's the one where he goes, the bees, the bees?
Oh, Wicker Man?
Wicker Man.
Yes. I haven't seen many of his movies,
It's a
really.
freaky movie.
We got to land this plane.
Oh,
I know
Con
that
Air?
one. Yeah,
Yeah.
Con.
Righto, Trish, give us your goals.
Con Air. Okay,
Go from bronze to gold.
Okay, well, I've only seen a bit of it, Leaving Las Vegas at number bronze.
Oh, raunchy.
Number 3.
Raunchy. Opening scene, pretty.
Number 2, Con Air.
Yeah.
Mainly because of the song Trish Yearwood sing, How Do I Live? Anyway.
He wears a singlet like Cobber.
He does, yes, just straight out of the slammer. And I'm giving, just because I saw it most recently, the gold to The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, because I just thought it was a very interesting concept.
Shows
Him playing himself.
Self-deprecation.
Yeah, very good. Me? My bronze, The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent with Pedro Pascal. I thought that was hilarious. And if you're a Nicolas Cage fan, highly recommend it. My silver's The Rock with Sean Connery.
Great
Very
movie.
good. Yeah, one of the great movies.
Maybe I need to watch some of it.
Is that the one about the San Francisco
Yeah,
jail?
Alcatraz.
Yeah,
Alcatraz,
Alcatraz.
okay,
It's
great.
very good.
Oh, maybe I
give
have
that a
seen
go. And then my favorite, and I recommend people to watch this. It is not a Nicolas Cagey style movie. It is, but it isn't. He plays very good. It's Lord of War, 2005. He plays like this arms dealer. It is a great flick.
It's
If
a
you
true
haven't
story.
seen it before,
Is it?
highly recommend
True
it.
story.
Damn, I have seen that. That is brilliant. I didn't even put it on my freaking list. Bronze. This is going to sound stupid. The Sorcerer's Apprentice.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
That's with that guy.
My
that-
son's an idiot.
He has this. He has the voice of that.
That's the guy who's like, he's always in like Seth Rogen, Jonah Hill movies. He's like the nerdy guy. He's like, come on, Seth, we need to go to.
You know who he is? He plays the cartoon of the How to Train Your Dragon.
Yeah. He's yes, he does in How to Train Your Dragon. He's got that real whiny voice. I like him though. Anyway, he's an expert wizard who's teaching this young sorcerer. Anyway, it's a long
God,
story.
can't wait
right,
to watch
okay.
it.
Shit. It's so
Fanciful.
shit.
Yeah.
Silver, National Treasure. Only
Yes.
because it was one I'd seen. It was me and Jack's childhood. A lot of people our age would have seen it.
I think that's his highest rated on Rotten
What
Tomatoes.
is it about?
Oh, it's like
Horse?
it's kind of like think like Indiana Jones, but like more modern and less good.
Yeah.
Yeah, God,
Okay, all right.
perfect. Good,
And it's like
Yeah,
more
you've
for
sold
kids.
it to me.
It's like more for kids. They've got a map. They're trying to find treasure.
great summation.
Gold, Con Air. I'm a big fan of Con Air. I do
Great
like
movie.
Con Air. He's very good.
I
in it.
did like that too.
I've gone bronze Face Off with John Travolta.
Great movie.
Never
Yeah,
seen it.
that wasn't a bad one.
He
actually.
plays Roy. It's
Mustaka?
very good. No, but he plays
Roy
the
Lee.
villain in that. He played a very good villain. He's
He
actually
did.
quite over the top,
really good.
as you expect with Nicolas Cage, but he's very good in that.
Con Air, silver.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
good
And
movie.
Gold is Lord of War, which is a true story. It's insane. It's based on the life of Victor Boot, who was a guy who, when the Berlin Wall came down and communism ended, went around and was taking all stuff off the Russian army and then selling it to African and third world countries. It's a phenomenal
It's incredible.
movie.
It's a great movie.
Okay, who's up next? What do we got?
You got me. You got Recipe of the Week, Cobber.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Welcome back, old mate.
Welcome back, old buddy. Today we've hit winter, and in the New South Wales state, things are getting a bit cold. In Queensland, I'm sure you're nice and toasty still, but I've gone with the other night I made potato and bacon soup.
How was it?
Delicious.
I admired it.
Smelled good.
Had it yesterday for lunch as well.
Yeah,
The
nice.
leftovers. So what we're going to do is, guys, we're going to cook some bacon. You know, all these. You remember how I went with like teaspoons and milligrams?
Sure.
And screw that all off.
Yeah,
Let's
I'm
just
with you, actually.
do it up.
With the soup, you don't
do it
need it.
yourself. Figure it out. Cook some bacon until crispy on a pan. Remove and set it aside. Saute some onions and celery in the bacon fat. Let
Okay.
it, add some garlic and thicken cream at the same time and stir very well. Dice some potatoes and mix through it thoroughly. Throw it in, and now chuck in 3 cups of chicken broth in. So
Or
you went,
stock, yeah.
Or,
Wow.
chicken broth, chicken stock. I used to use stock cubes, chucked it in, and made 3 cups of it.
Yum.
Chicken
And
in the
then
ham.
bring it to a boil and let it simmer. Obviously, chuck the bacon in now at this point, and let it simmer the potatoes for about, I said 25 minutes. Let it cook and let the potatoes cook nice and fine. Add some salt and pepper at your discretion. And then keep stirring it around. Boom. As you get to the end, if the potatoes aren't mashy enough, just give them a little bit of a
Squeeze with a
mash or
bar
whatever.
mix or something.
Help them along.
Let it thicken up the
Yeah.
soup or the broth at that stage, but then it turns into a soup. And then serve.
Yummy.
Serve it with some bread. It is delicious.
Crunchy bread with lots of butter. Jacko, can I ask, did you leave the skin on the potatoes?
I did. I peeled
Yeah.
them. I peeled.
Oh, you did? Because
Yeah.
I've had one before with the skin on, and it's actually quite nice because you get that through the soup.
You got to
too.
rip the skin off.
Yeah.
it.
Oh no! You go to Sizzler, mate, with the potato wedges there. They were left the skin on.
Yum, Jack. I know soup weather is
What-
great, and it's economical too.
You said you
Easy
washed.
and
You ate it the
economical.
next day. A question: what food do you think is the best second and third day
Ooh,
food?
good
Pizza's
question.
good.
But pizza's awesome.
See, I don't like pizza. I just find
Oh, I
when you
love
heat
it.
it up too sloppy.
You know what I had the other day, and it was surprisingly good. I picked Cooper and Jem up we were at a night sometime a couple of weeks back, and we were coming back, and they picked up apple pies, and we got here, and neither of them ate them. So they were put in the fridge. You know that McDonald's apple pies.
Oh,
Yeah,
they
the
used
fr-
to be
the
my
fried one.
favourite.
And I went, oh, sweet. And the next day I saw them in there the next night, like the 24 hours later. And I went, oh,
I was wondering where they went.
no.
Check your stomach.
I didn't even heat them up.
No.
Had it. Outstanding
yeah,
cold.
they used to be
Outstanding.
amazing.
Yeah.
They
A
were
question:
my
there's a
go-to.
bit of a urban myth going around that it was actually rhubarb
No, the urban myth was that they were chocos.
chocos.
Choco.
Chocos, because choco apparently, and in other apple pie things too, because it was a cheaper version and
Gotcha.
it takes on the flavour.
Cold the
But I
next
don't know
day.
if that's
Cold
true.
Thai is very good too. Like,
Yeah.
you don't even need to heat it up. You just have Thai the next day.
A Mongolian lamb the next day. Chinese food the next day is
mate.
just
The fried rice.
extraordinary.
It's something about when you simmer, letting that MSG just simmer overnight
Good call.
under duress in the cold. Oh my god! You know what reminds? Do you guys remember that old commercial? Jack just talked about chicken broth for a
the
second.
one on like
and it goes,
BP.
chicken tonight, chicken tonight.
Now
and then the
I
little
feel
kid,
like chicken tonight.
yeah, that
Yeah,
one.
that one.
And then the kid goes, "Mum, can I have chicken tonight tomorrow?" Have you guys seen? Remember that?
Can I have chicken tonight
Yeah, I
tomorrow
remember
night?
that.
Yeah, that's what I just said. Are you
No,
just
you said
repeating?
tomorrow. You didn't say tomorrow night. Can I have chicken tonight tomorrow night?
I don't watch
It's
many
different.
ads. When the ads are on, I go and urinate or go.
I always think when I think of that ad for some reason, remember how there was like this there was like the Italian sauces, you know, like the creams for the lasagna and stuff like that, and then there's the 2 puppets. There's
Yeah,
the 2
yeah.
puppets that would like sit there. They were like honestly like the most
Yeah. Is that the one where he goes, "Will you get the Domio Green?"
yeah.
Domio Green?
It was like it was just so hardcore Italian, and that,
Yeah, Domio.
Is that it?
Hey,
Yeah,
are we,
sure it's
are we
Domino.
just giving everyone free plugs here?
There is something so good about an old jingle on an ad. Like Chicken Tonight, that's stuck with me for years. Domio Green, like
Yeah.
that's stuck with me for ages.
Canton.
Yeah, I love that. I
Mamas.
love the old guy that walks through and he goes, "Oh, kill hungry, thirsty, dead."
Oh,
With that
yeah.
sus dude.
Or Canton. Mama's making Canton. Doesn't take long for the mood to get around.
Oh yes. I do remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just giving you some support. I have no idea who you're talking
Well,
about.
you guys remember
Yeah, it
I was
was.
in an LCM commercial as a kid, right?
I do. Did we ever actually see it on the screen?
It did, but I was in the background
Yeah,
of the
at the
LCM
bubbler?
commercial. You remember? Yeah, I was at the Fizzy Bubbler. It was set at a school, and I would have
Yes.
been like 15, maybe.
Oh God, no, Cooper.
Well, how old was I?
25.
Younger,
I reckon
12?
You're like 11.
Ah, shit, who knows?
17.
And I walked in, and I was an extra in the background. The main kid, like, he didn't have the talent that I did. Clearly, they hadn't
shit
identified
talent.
it.
What's he doing these
A
days?
shit talent. He's hosting the morning show. That was Larry Emder. But I was in the background, right? And my outfit, my costume, as we say in the industry,
yeah, that's right.
I was like a sort of a bucket hat with one of those long strings. And I'm down. My first take, I was down, and like I was barely in the camera. Just me in the back. I'm down drinking out of the bubbler, and I'm going. They're like, stay there for about 3 seconds, and then run off like you're going to go play soccer on the oval. I went, sweet, I can do that. I'm down there, and I'm going 1, 2, 3, and I go, here's my time, and I go to run off. the bottom of my bucket hat gets caught on the bubbler, and I go boos, and it pulls me back, nearly broke my neck, and I've fallen on the ground. I just hear the director go, "Fucking cut!" we got some dead shit in the background.
We got ourselves an asshole.
I remember I got paid $100 for that.
Yeah, I was stage mum. I was sitting out in the
Trish was going, "Come on, tight, bright, punchy, Cooper."
I did not.
Yeah, she was like fully one of those dance mums.
At the end of it, you did
please.
Tom Hardy and Warrior went out and said, "You owe me $200."
No, I didn't. I didn't
one,
do that.
Matt.
But I never. I stopped doing commercials after that moment. Remember, I didn't. I think I was embarrassed after that.
Yeah, I wonder why.
We went for a
Selling
few
out.
auditions, and I think you didn't like the rejection.
He doesn't like
I hate
it.
rejection.
Okay,
And I
guys.
really hated it when they made you go all the way over to Fox Studios or somewhere like that on a
Yeah,
Friday
yeah.
For
afternoon
$100.
with the traffic.
Well, look at me
that was
now.
just for an audition.
Look at me now, eh?
He doesn't get out of bed for anything more than a 50.
Pineapples.
All right, guys. Now we have our quiz today. I'm hosting. I haven't done one for a while.
What?
Okay, Cooper, I want you to keep score for me, if that's possible.
Are we playing?
Today's quiz is on Nicolas Cage.
Yes.
So,
We'll play Jack.
it's quite good for our
I'll
listeners
lose.
too, because I think there's been a lot of hints at the answers here for them, so they can sort of figure it out. Call yourself by your name, and here we go. Are you ready?
Yeah.
What is Nicolas Cage's real last name?
Matt.
Matthew.
Nicholas Coppola.
Well done, Matthew. 1 point.
From Puglia, by the way. His family.
Okay.
Related.
Second question.
Yeah.
What treasure is Nicolas Cage hunting in National
Cooper.
Treasure? Yes.
Oh.
And he says it, and if you don't get it, you
Is it gold?
Can I
no,
have a crack? The Golden Fleece?
no, Trish.
Jules.
It was the Declaration of Independence.
That's right.
Because
What a
that's
thing
what-
to hunt.
That ain't treasure.
Who cares?
Yeah.
Well, maybe people that are trying to be free
Yeah,
from
true.
oppression.
Emancipation.
Okay.
Well, I don't
guys.
think a bit of paper is going to make a difference. I think we need more than that.
Thanks, Trish. Okay, guys.
Good
know,
keepsake,
know your
though.
history. Know your American history. Which 1997 action film features Cage and Travolta swapping faces?
Matt.
Cooper.
Matthew.
Face off.
Yes, ding. 2 points, Matthew.
You're very fast,
Nil
Matt.
to other.
You're very fast. You're fast at most things.
Anticipation.
Okay.
That's how you got pregnant.
Perspiration.
Number 4.
Precipitation.
What movie stars Cage as a stunt motorcyclist who makes a
Cooper.
deal with the devil?
Cooper. Ghost Rider.
Yes, well
Ghost
done.
Riders in the sky.
Ghost Rider.
Okay, the next one is a ABC multiple choice. Here we go. How many movies has Nicolas Cage done?
Trisha.
Yes.
He hasn't even.
This would be good.
No, I'll give it to her. She hasn't got a point yet. A, 78. B, 98. C, over 100.
C.
Ding, ding, ding. Trish Johns. 2-1-1.
He's got a
over
lot.
100.
It's been it would have been a few bludgers in
Yeah.
there.
Okay, here we
Wicker
go.
Man.
What movie features Cage escaping Alcatraz
Cooper.
prison?
The Rock.
Boom.
Dwayne Johnson.
Well done. Well done.
So the French version,
All right,
La
Trish,
Rock.
Let Rock.
I can't win.
Question 7 is the final bonus answer.
Oh, I could tie.
The boys are tied up. No, Trisha, I'm sorry, you're out.
Oh, okay.
The boys are tied up on 2-2. We need here. This is the deal breaker. Okay, film heads on.
It is on.
What film has Cage? Sorry, restate that. What film has Cage playing a fictional version of himself?
Matt.
Matthew.
The unbearable weight of being great.
Bow,
Ding,
bow.
bow. Wait. Cooper, you can come in with the steal here.
Yeah, with
I've
the correct
never
title.
seen it.
We've been saying it all
I
episode.
know.
I'll give it to you. It's the unbearable weight of bam bam.
Bow. The unbearable weight of massive talent.
Yes,
You
ding,
are a
ding,
genius, kid.
Great talent.
Can't help it. Someone fed him the lines.
Good stage mother.
Excellent.
See, there she is, the LCM commercial. Cooper, tight pride, kick those hands up.
Hey, Brad, make it hay. Get out of the hay. Okay, excellent.
See you, people.
Righto, people. You got some
What an
coops.
abrupt ending.
Oh, no, I've got to blow my nose. I'm trying not to like.
That'll turn people off.
Oh,
Snort up.
Trish, you got to get off the toot, babe. Okay, have a good week, guys.
Bye.